What is going on today, guys? Sticks10 here, and we are going to talk a little bit about Azumarill in the Rainbow Cup meta. Right now, I am running my Azumarill, as you can see, with Bubble, and then Play Rough, and Ice Beam. I think for this meta, it's probably the best fast move for sure is Bubble. You can farm up a lot of energy. Rock Smash just isn't great in this meta. And then you can also, I think the change you could do is you could run Hydro Pump instead of Ice Beam to give you that extra damage, say on your fire types or if you're a neutral matchup. But I'm kind of liking the Ice Beam on there just because I'm getting to the fast move or charge move a little bit faster. As you can see, we took down that Mantine there. And still have a little bit of health to hit the Quag. Not quite enough to get to another charge move, so bringing out the Venusaur here versus that, and he swaps to Charizard. We hit that Sludge Bomb and gonna be able to swap then into our own Charizard, tank a Blast Burn if that's what it is, or he might be trying to get it is Blast Burn. And we're going to get him down with still quite a bit of health left. We're able to smash that Blast Burn into Quag. And then you can see getting off he's going to get off Stone Edge here. Finish us off. We're going to bring back in our Venusaur, and that's going to be the end of that match, as you can see. And I think that's one of the reasons I like Azumarill is very tanky. Can take a lot of hits from whoever really, except for it does of course struggle against Venusaur, any of your grass users. You can see Quag there hitting that Earthquake. It can tank one Earthquake, but it can't take anything else after that. So hitting it up, charging up as much as we can. There we go. We shield one, hit the Ice Beam. It's going to do some damage. We don't get stabbed, and it's of course resisted by Quaggy there. But able to get to another Ice Beam against Ivysaur. You can see that does quite a bit of damage. We are going to go down there to fast moves. Going to bring in our own Charizard here probably. And you can see how quickly Ivysaur is going to go down. We're going to allow us to fall to that Sludge Bomb. Not worried about that. And he's going to bring out Quag, which is a problem for us. We're going to hit this Blast Burn. See if he uses his last shield. He does. And then we have the choice of shielding this or allowing ours to go down. We choose to let it fall. We bring out Venusaur, going to finish up this, but he does get to another charge move, which is going to be a problem. Stone Edge does quite a bit. Probably if I would have shielded right there, that would have changed the match. As you can see, he has no shields left, so I could have got to another Frenzy Plant probably and finished him off. But you live and learn. These are just practice matches against some locals and some PvP YouTubers. So as you can see, a bad lead matchup there with Charizard versus Quag. I switch out to Venusaur. He stays in to hit that Earthquake. Actually going to let his Venusaur fall here, it looks like, or his Quag fall. So, but he does shield it up. Might be able to get to another one. So this might take us out, and it does actually. So he did one shield one. My Venusaur doesn't have very good PvP IVs. It has a pretty high attack stat because it was Community Day before we knew anything about PvP, and that's what I saved. So it's what I've got. Same thing with the Charizard. The Charizard has a pretty high attack stat. So it's what we got to work with, and we'll continue to do that. And I do think the Azumarill has a lot of positive matchups, of course. There are, Kingdra might be running around a little bit more in Rainbow Cup because of the recent boost in spawns. You might see a few more of those than before, but I don't know. It's still, I think Kingdra is pretty squishy, but Azumarill does wall it completely, and there's nothing it can do against you. And you can see here, we're going to be able to... we just barely survived that wing attack. We've got everything charged up for whatever comes in. We hit an Ice Beam into Venusaur, and we have another one charged up almost immediately. You can see that sliver of health. We're able to pull off the victory. Still had another Pokemon in the back if we needed it. So definitely solid matches there. You can see here we've got Venusaur versus Azumarill. Definitely a bad matchup here for us. And I just want to show y'all what it takes as far as shield wise. So we're going to shield this first Frenzy Plant. The problem is he's going to get to his Frenzy Plant before we can get to a second Ice Beam. And so that's going to be the issue. We overcharged just a little, but there you go. He got to his next Frenzy Plant, and we're going to fall to that Frenzy Plant. So that is one of the matchups that loses pretty hard. Depending on energy situation, you might be able to work around that. It's just going to be a really tough situation. Because those Ice Beams, you're not getting stab, and it takes so long to get the energy built up to that. So definitely a losing matchup there. Could have swapped out to something, but then he swaps to another hard counter. So it's probably best to get as much damage off as I could, saving shields for a later Pokemon. Here you go. We save it for our Venusaur. And gonna hit Frenzy Plant here because that'll do enough damage to get rid of that Charizard. But he does have one last shield, which means we are gonna lose this match in the end. And I think the lead did determine that match quite a bit. And so this next time we're actually gonna lead with Venusaur versus his Quag. I think the very positive matchup, and he knows it. He switches immediately to Charizard, and we switch to Azumarill. Formidable matchup here. We can take 3 Blast Burns without fail. Depends on a little bit on IVs there, but you can see we can take. Well, maybe it's only 2. My bad on that. I think we can take 2 here, and see we just have a little bit of health left. We farmed up all that energy. Didn't use a single shield, and then we're gonna be able to hit 2 Ice Beams right in a row. So we hit Ice Beam into Quag, and definitely the best thing to hit into Quag. Not going to do a ton, but we're able to hit another one off pretty much right away. We did get one fast move in between, and then our Azumarill is going to fall. He does have quite a bit of energy built up, so we've got to be careful with that. But we bring out Venusaur, going to shield up this first Earthquake here, and going to keep battling. He does fall to that, and we're down 1 shield, so he's got 2 shields. So he's in a pretty good spot as far as shields go, but we've got Charizard in the back, and so we might, we're gonna save our Venusaur, hit another Sludge Bomb so he's out of shields. Gonna weaken him as much as we can here. We're gonna fall here to Sludge Bomb, but then our Charizard's gonna come in and finish up. And he just used all of his energy on the Venusaur, so we know there's no Sludge Bomb's going to come here, but we're going to survive that and be able to get to, I mean, we could hit just a Dragon Claw and finish him off, but we do get to a Blast Burn. So GG there. Was a mistake on my part not to just go straight for Dragon Claw, but we still get the victory. And here we go, Azumarill versus Venusaur. Gonna shield up the first Frenzy Plant because obviously that is going to do a ton. We swap as quickly as we can into Charizard, and he swaps to Lantern. Gonna get off Blast Burns. Blast Burn definitely is going to be resisted, but it's so OP that it's still going to do quite a bit of damage. And we're going to fall here to the Thunderbolt, which is fine. He's locked into this Lantern, so we're going to get the Lantern down, farm up a ton of energy. He's going to hit, this might be a Hydro Pump, or nope, it's a Thunderbolt. Not enough time there to hit the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump actually does quite a bit to Venusaur, so might be a consideration there to charge up to that if you can. Both are resisted, so not ideal by any stretch of the imagination there for Lantern versus Venusaur, but is an option. So we block this Sludge Bomb, and we're gonna keep going here. He gets another Sludge Bomb off. It was a mistake on my part there. and we get an Ice Beam off there into his Venusaur. You can see it does quite a bit of damage, and he brings out Quag, and that is going to be, let's see what move he has on his. If it's Stone, nope, it's Earthquake. So I do survive with a little bit of health, and I'm going to be able to get another Ice Beam off. Hopefully, there we go. And that's going to be the end of the match there, guys. Hopefully you saw a little bit of how to use Azumarill in the Rainbow Cup meta. I do kind of recommend it. It's very bulky. I have a lot of familiarity with it because we've used it in past cups and in Open Great League. I feel like that's one of the things that maybe that's why I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. I didn't use it in my tournament, and I think that's one of the things I failed as far as that tournament video. You'll see how we do, and that was one thing that I should have realized on my team. So definitely hit the like, hit the comments, let me know what you guys think of Azumarill. If you guys are using a different moveset, let me know what it is. Thanks again, guys, for watching the video, and as always, keep on battling.